Good evening, and welcome to the June 8, 2026 BOMA meeting. I'd like for Miss Reporter, if you will take roll, please, ma'am.
Mary Piper,
Present.
Dale Brown.
Here.
Pam Elliott. Here. Jonathan Gilbert.
Here.
Hawken King. Absent. Bill Manners.
Here.
And Joe Sedlak.
Here.
I would like to also include for the record that town attorney, Mr. Todd Moore, is on vacation. However, he is joining us this evening via telephone. Mr. Todd, are you there, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. So we have everyone in place. I ask that if you will, please stand with me, remove your hats. I'd like to have a word of prayer led by Mr. Phil Manners, please.
Father God, we just thank you, Father, for this group of people coming, Father, to try to lead the business of this town, Father, and we just ask that you guide, lead, and direct us, Father, and in the end, Father, the business conducted is pleasing to you. Father, thank you for each and every person that's turned out tonight, Father, and may we just conduct the business as need be. Father, thank you for all that you do for us. Forgive us for our failures. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Please join me in a pledge of allegiance to our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda. Motion by Alderman Gilbert, second by Alderman Elliott. Any discussion of the agenda? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The agenda has been adopted. Approval of the minutes, regular board meeting minutes from May the 11th, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make it.
Ms. Mary Sedlak and Alderman Manners. Any discussion on the approval, any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the minutes signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Minutes have been approved. Now we'll move on to citizen input.
Can you read my writing?
Thank you. We'll have an opportunity for citizens to have input. I ask that you be respectful and courteous of everyone's comments, and if at any point you have an outburst or become disorderly, we will ask our local law enforcement to escort you from the building. Mr. Zimmerly, you're on the list to speak, sir.
Yes, sir. The agenda item I was gonna speak on is been pulled. It's not on the agenda. It's regarding road annexation on 099. However, because I came up here, I'll be 60 seconds or less. From a planning standpoint, whenever this does come back before the BOMA, it, in my opinion, is in the best interest of the city to own the roadway in order to control it. If there were improvements or anything that the developer or anyone would need to do to the roadway, it's my understanding that can only happen if the city controls the roadway. So that's pretty much all I was gonna say, and thank y'all.
Thank you. There be no other citizen input. We will progress to the communication from the mayor and alderman. I would like to thank each of you for being here this evening. I appreciate you coming out and supporting our community, supporting our town, and supporting our board. Any other communication from the alderman or any town staff? Any no other communication, we will advance to the department reports. Has everyone had an opportunity to review every department report? Any questions over any reports? like to take an opportunity to thank Chief Khan and Chief Stout for all the work that what they're doing for our community, public service work, and you guys, fire department, appreciate you, thank you guys. Chief Stout, Chief Khan, great job, keep it up, we greatly appreciate you. Donnie, Public Works, where's Donnie? You guys did a phenomenal job, and we thank you. We thank you for all that what you're doing, so. There be any questions over the reports? If there not be any, we will progress to town administrator report.
As most of y'all have seen going up and down the road, they are wrapping up on the ARPA project for the sewer line down here on the north side of town. This is gonna allow the sewer to flow more freely through town, with bigger pipe, and it was an infrastructure upgrade that we really needed. They have done everything except for grading some yards and getting the grass and straw on those, so they should wrap up fairly soon. In regard to the 26 Chrissy grant for the railroad, we've been receiving some political support letters, including one from Marsha Blackburn, Senator Bill Haggerty, Senator Lindsey, and Representative Warner. This is the grant, which we will be looking at later on today, that would enable the town to correct the overpass, underpass situation on Depot. And it would be funding for a straight lane, 2-lane overpass to get crossing signals and gates out there. We're hoping to have bid documents drawn up soon for the new Bedford County water connection line. I found out today that they are flying the drones and getting the schedule down, or not the schedule, but the line down as far as where they're gonna go with it. And he has talked to people about some easements, that type of thing. So it looks like we will be able to go down Meador Road as we had planned. The bid award for that project should be in the next few months. He's hoping to have the bid documents drawn up fairly soon after they get some things done on with the drones. If the budget passes first reading tonight, we will need to have a discussion to vote on a date for a special call meeting in order to pass the budget before the June 30th deadline. We will need to have a second reading for that before June 30th in order to satisfy the comptroller's office. With regard for the police department, Officer Beasley will be leaving us at the end of the month, and he is taking over his family's business. Is that correct? So we wish him luck in his next endeavor. Officer Rucker is graduating from the police academy this week. Congratulations to him. And congratulations to Officer Johnson, who is now the proud papa of a baby boy named Truett Lane Johnson. So we congratulate those officers and wish Officer Beasley well. I will be out a few days each of the next 2 weeks. I will be having cataract surgery on both eyes, so they're a week apart. And hopefully I can see a little better after that. But just to let y'all know, I'll be missing a few days. That's all I got.
Any questions of Mr. Dodds?
I just had a question about the sewer plant.
Sure.
What's the update?
Donnie told me today we're actually gonna get it up and running next week. And he could probably tell you a little more in depth. We're gonna do
We're
part
actually-
of it next week.
We're gonna start trying to run one chamber of it next week. We're still waiting on a couple actuators, but since they're so far out, we're gonna try to start running one bed next week. Hopefully, if everything works out.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to go back to lagoons if we have some glitches and stuff. So
Yeah.
We are gonna try to kick it on next week. So hopefully.
Good deal.
We'll start working the bugs out and figure out what we need to do.
Thank you, sir.
I would also like to thank Chief Stout for writing a letter of support for this grant as well. He did the emergency services one for us. Thank you.
Any other questions? Move on to old business. Under old business, item A, consideration to approve or deny ordinance 2026-002, amending the budget of the town of Chapel Hill for the fiscal year 2025 through 2026.
This is the exact same document we voted on last month. This is just the second reading for that, to satisfy the comptroller and get our budget amendment in before the end of the budget year.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I'd like to ask Mr. Porter if you'll take a roll on this vote.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Alderman Elliott.
Yes.
Alderman Gilbert,
Yes.
Alderman Manners,
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Results what, 5-0? Approved, thank you. New business, item A, consideration to approve or deny ordinance 2026-003, adopting the annual budget for the town of Chapel Hill for the fiscal year 2026 to 2027. This is the first reading, this is what we've been working on.
In your packet tonight, I've only got the first 4 or 5 pages of it, which is the actual ordinance. I gave you all the numbers at the work session the other night, so, rather than print out 30 pages again for everybody, I just put those top 4 in. But it's all the same with what we discussed the other night. With the note, please, that there is no change in property tax this year. Just so everyone will know.
No change in property tax. I will entertain a motion to approve the,
Motion to
doc.
approve.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, I'd like to advance to vote. Ms. Recorder, please take roll.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Alderman Elliott.
Yes.
Alderman Gilbert,
Yes.
Alderman Manners, Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
First reading approved. Score 5-0. I'd like to pause the BOMA meeting for just a moment and open a public hearing for item B. If you'll notice, item B is a consideration to approve or deny resolution 2026-006 to annex certain territory adjoining the town and within the urban growth boundary. Said territory being generally known as 4530 Nashville Highway, County Map 026, Parcel 109.00, and to approve the plan of services for said annexation.
No one signed up.
We have no one to speak on that.
There's nothing but wishes.
If no one wishes to speak, then we'll proceed to close the public hearing on the annexation. I declare the public hearing closed, and we will advance to, let's see, vote. I apologize. My apologies, as I was. Opening back up, and there's a motion to approve the annexation of 4530 and Nashville Highway.
I'll make the motion.
Motion's been made, we have a second, is there any discussion? Ms. Recorder, I ask if you'll take roll.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Alderman Elliott.
Yes.
Alderman Gilbert,
Yes.
Alderman Manners,
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Thank you. Consideration's approved, score is 5-0. 5-0. Now let's close it and advance on. Item C. Consideration to approve or deny resolution 2026-007, approving an agreement with Marshall County Board of Public Utilities for the purchase of water and to authorize the mayor to sign a contract. This is a contract to purchase water from Marshall County.
It is 1 year in length at $8.48 per thousand. And to be revisited when, Marshall County opens their.
So they did agree to give us the 12 month. I was thinking when we were at their meeting, they were talking about just kind of letting it ride a little bit until, so they are gonna give us.
Yeah, they said that they would let it ride out, but that was verbal.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Can we get that?
no, we just redo it after a year. We'll just have to extend it.
So everyone is able to hear. The resolution 2026-007 is to purchase water from Marshall County for the period of 1 year at the rate of $8.48 per every 1,000. And it will be revisited upon the opening of Marshall County Water Plant. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion to approve with a second. Any discussion?
Did they say when their plant's gonna be up and running, so within 6 months?
Yeah, they did, but I don't have any faith that that's gonna happen. They said July of next year.
Of next year?
Just pull that off.
They still got to do it, plan approvals and all that.
They're not approved by the state yet.
I was just reading the water rate number.
Where's that? I'm sorry.
We better when we get it from.
Yeah, cause they got a year contract, I don't know what it is now.
Yeah, 8 does state if it's an $8.48 rate, but if we have to get extra water at any time during any type of emergency or whatnot, and they have to put it through the north meter on the north side of
That's right,
town,
that's right,
it takes them extra electricity to do that, so it would be at $9 per gallon.
that's right, I remember that now. And then when you get that rate, or when you get that plant up and running, you change the rate, but that's it.
They're hoping it goes down, and so am I.
They're willing to operate it for a few months before, just to get dialed in. So that allows them 6 months from day of the operating the plant starts to adjust the rate.
Gotcha.
That way they can kind of figure out where they're at, work out all the bugs.
Any other questions? Mr. Porter?
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Alderman Elliott,
Yes.
Alderman Gilbert,
Yes.
Alderman Manners, Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-007 approves for 5-0. Item D, consideration to approve or deny resolution 2026-008, approving an agreement for professional engineering services with Heathcote Davis Incorporated for additional investigation of the town sanitary sewer system.
Part 1 of this was done last year. It's called an infrastructure planning grant. We were awarded the second half of that grant this year, and Pepco Davis was our engineer for the first part, and it just only makes sense for them to do the same thing at the same rate. So we just need a new contract with them for this half.
Take a motion,
I'll entertain one.
This is paid solely by the grant.
make a motion
We have a motion to approve, we have a second. Any discussion over this, resolution? And it is paid for by the grant. Excuse me.
They are pretty good about paying, well, it's a reimbursement grant, but we pay for it up front. Turn it in, they get it back to us, so, but they're pretty good on turnaround.
There be no other discussion, we'll proceed to vote. Ms. Recorder.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Alderman Elliott,
Yes.
Alderman Gilbert,
Yes.
Alderman Manners,
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Thank you. Consideration approved, score 5-0. Item E, consideration to approve or deny resolution 2026-009, amending the town recorder's employment agreement. If you recall, we discussed this to adjust her pay rate as we plan to bring on, or the plan is to bring on a codes enforcement employee, and it only makes sense.
Codes and permits.
Codes and permits, thank you, it only makes, practicality to advance her a little bit above the start out pay of the new fellow. Or new gal, whomever that may
And
be.
you could do it anyway, it just needs an amendment, because in the original, it's set by percentage, and we're doing a number, so.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Alderman Gilbert,
I'll second it.
and Vice Mayor Sedlak seconds. Now, let's open up for discussion. Any discussion?
Well, the discussion I had, I think she well deserved with all the documentation and stuff that she's done. Well deserved.
I just don't want her to
Concur.
start vacations anymore.
Concur.
Is there a timeline to hire a codes?
Well, we can't do it until first of the year due to the budget situation, but I'd like to do this quickly as we can after that.
And we'll post that position, right?
Yeah, and if we do, when we do, if we bring permitting back into the town and let someone do the building permits and all that, we do have to give Marshall County a 30-day notice that we're going to take the permit back because we gave them that in a contract. And to break the contract, it would require a 30-day notice.
Will the board have to review a job description or anything like that, or is that something you don't feel?
I don't think, Todd,
Yes,
would the board have to review a new employee job description?
no, not necessarily. That's with, again, as long as it's budgeted for and paid for, that's something that you can do, as administrator.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, let's advance to a vote. Ms. Reporter, please take roll.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Alderman Elliott,
Yes.
Alderman Gilbert,
Yes.
Alderman Manners, Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
5-0.
5-0. Item F. Consideration to approve or deny resolution 2026-0010, authorizing the submission of an application for the United States Department of Transportation, Federal Railroad Administration, Consolidated Rail Infrastructure and Safety Improvements Grant for infrastructure and safety improvements at the Depot Street Old Highway 99 Railroad Overpass Underpass.
As we have discussed several times now, this is just basically to help us with this grant. It was suggested that the board make a resolution saying that you're in favor of getting the grant to improve the situation with the railroad.
I'll take a motion if you have one to give.
I will give it. I will say.
Vice Mayor Sedlak, and Alderman Manners. Now, let's have this discussion. You understand what this is, right? To help us get going, we have to say that, hey, we approve for it, or we would like.
It just goes
We would
in
like to have it
with,
done.
with our grant package that we will send in as an application, this will be part of it now, as well as letters of support, as well as everything that's required in the grant. This just looks good for us to do.
It's just a pretty
It's kind of a
standard,
formality for the grant,
standard procedure for major grants.
yes.
Plus, it's been going on since the last time we tried for it, and didn't get approved,
It's long overdue, time will take some action on
so
it.
hopefully this time it goes through.
Hopefully this will set the ball rolling, we'll start making some improvements, hopefully save some lives.
We're trying.
Does the Christmas grant match the city, or is it 80/20?
It is an 80-20 grant,
Okay.
so if it were to be $4 to $5 million project, they would pay 80%, the city would be responsible for
Gotcha.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, I'd like to take vote. I'd like to call upon this recorder once again.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Alderman Elliott,
Yes.
Alderman Gilbert,
Yes.
Alderman Manners,
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Consideration approved. Thank you very much. Score 5-0. Moving on to discussion. Item number 1 under discussion is a sales tax referendum.
Y'all asked at work session to put this on the agenda. This was requested, by a citizen just to put on in front of you to, raise the sales tax from 9.75 or 9.25 to 9.75, but it would need to be put on a referendum at a general election. Now, we probably can't get it on the referendum in time for the next election, but this is just for discussion only, and
Could we ask the county again if they would like to?
I think we're required to ask the county.
That might give us a different answer this time, but maybe we.
Todd, are we not required to do that?
Yes, so, if the town were to pass a resolution to call for the referendum, the county automatically has a time frame in which to make it a countywide referendum. We would give them notice of it, and then they would decide if they wanted to make it countywide, and if not, it would just be within the town.
And if they make it countywide, it's no longer a referendum anymore, correct? It does not get.
No, it would still be a referendum. It would just be voted on countywide, not just within the town. And if it passed, it would be applicable throughout the county.
I thought if it was countywide, I didn't even think that it went to the ballot box. I thought, okay. I was thinking the last time if the county decided to do it, it was just kind of happened. But if we do.
It just wouldn't be a city election, it would be a
County,
county.
okay, I got you.
Well, under the understanding the county was already up to 975.
Mhm. They're at 9.25.
925.
Everyone else around us is at 9.75. We're the only
Except
ones at
Marshall, we're in the
9.25.
city.
And it's gonna take probably some education on our part too.
I also think if you decide to do it, you need to put together some type of campaign to do it and inform and make people knowledgeable about what's happening and the good that it can do.
So we can't do it this election, correct?
No, we don't have time because we would have to give the county their due. I don't think it's something we wanna rush.
Yeah, that was just like the last time, we didn't have time to educate everybody on the process.
And nor explain the benefits of it either.
Yeah.
So when would it go on then? Not this election,
Uh,
maybe?
Possibility for November, I would assume. If not, I guess it would probably be whatever the next election is next year, probably in May.
They can make November this year.
We could, yes.
So we need to reach out to Marshall County and see if they'll sit down with us.
You know, we have to make a decision first, and then, I mean, you could ask Marshall County to sit down with you and see what they're thinking, but we would have to make a decision first and then ask them if they would like to join us.
So we could add this on our next agenda,
Yes.
and let's just say it does pass. That doesn't mean we have to contact the county immediately. We have time to discuss and talk and get a game plan beforehand, right?
Well, you would need to contact the county immediately after that.
After the vote.
After the vote, if it passed. So if they decide then that they want to join in with us, then it becomes a county petition.
Are we able to talk to them before we vote?
That's
Get
a
their-
legal question.
Todd, are we able to speak to the county before we vote and get their thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, Philip or the mayor could reach out and just say, you know, we're exploring this again, and presumably communicate, you know, with the county mayor, individual commissioners.
And it may be good to wait till after the election to do that, because there's a lot
Yeah.
of seats changing there.
Yeah.
What's the time frame we gotta meet though, for it to be on the ballot?
It's for the referendum to get on the ballot. With this, I would say 60 or 90 days, but I don't hold me to that. I don't know.
Todd
We would have to,
told us 90 days, didn't he, I think?
Yeah, I'm almost certain, we'd have to look at the statute specifically, but if we passed it in July, I'm almost certain it would be on there. I think maybe even August, but I don't think any later than the August meeting would allow for it to be on the, November ballot.
We need to move on that then, put on the agenda for next month.
yes, sir.
What do you think?
Definitely.
Dale? Well, the four of us think that we need to go ahead and move and put it on the agenda for next month. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are. Mr. Field? Well, I think we ought to look at it now that everybody's in agreement, so we just need to put on the agenda and vote for it.
Okay.
And then we'll talk with
We'll
council.
discuss it more at work session and then we'll go on the agenda for vote.
Wonderful. Any other questions or discussion over the sales tax referendum? All right, let's go to item number 2. Item number 2 is the sales tax agreement with Marshall County. And this is a sensitive topic with Marshall County Board of Education, Town of Chapel Hill. We have an obligation to the citizens of Chapel Hill. And in order for that obligation, we have to be able to fund public utility, police, administrative, fire services. We have to take care of the town of Chapel Hill. And even though this sales tax agreement with Marshall County should have had a sunset date on it, or an expiration date on it, it never did. The confusion is that people thinks that Delkins, Ches, and Forest are Chapel Hill schools. They are not. They are in fact Marshall County schools. They are just fortunate enough to be located in our wonderful town. We've had talks of wanting us to sit down with school board, us wanting to sit down with county administrators, county commissioners. I think that it's time that we need to look after Chapel Hill. I'm not saying that I don't wanna support Marshall County. What I'm telling you, you five sitting here, our obligation is to the citizens of this town. And we have to find a way to make sure we take care of our citizens. I think that we need to explore this more in depth, and I think that we need to put an expiration on it. Word has been said that if Chapel Hill decided to remove or term this agreement, that it really wouldn't affect Marshall County. However, if Lewisburg and Cornersville and Petersburg follow suit,
Petersburg's,
Petersburg's not in it, so it's just Lewisburg and Cornersville. With the revenue that what they have and bring in, I don't know what they paid, don't wanna know, that's their area, our focus is here. I think
everybody's under the same agreement, it's just
It's all the same agreement.
Lewisburg's money is tremendously more than our money that goes to it.
So the Marshall County has roughly $24 million in the bank, just ready for improvements on schools. But they're worried with what Chapel Hill is gonna do, depending upon how the Shelbyville, Bedford County thing played out. So I'm asking you, I think it's time that we put an expiration date on it. My opinion, until we can, or if I'm not understanding anything correctly.
It would not mean.
Go ahead.
It would not mean that we are not gonna give Marshall County money for schools anymore. We give them half of our sales tax anyway. This contract was made to give them, to help pay off bonds by giving them a third of our half. So, all we're asking is to terminate and end that agreement for a third of our half, not the 50%, that's state law, they still get that.
So from what I understand, when we first started talking about this, I didn't think that any of us really wanted to terminate the agreement. We wanted to see where the money was going, get a report.
I think
sit down-
terminate the agreement means terminate this agreement.
Sit down and talk and maybe update the contract, even if we keep the same terms, but have some type of date to where we meet, get reports, talk about things, because if I remember correctly, you asked, questions about the numbers and where things were going, and they didn't tell you anything, said, we don't have to tell you anything, so you don't have
They
any
still
reports.
have not.
No idea where the money's going, right?
My answer was, we don't have, our auditor told us we don't have to give you that.
Yeah, so we're just expected to keep this same agreement from now on with absolute no discussion, and I think
I mean, it would be, it's easily gotten with the records request stuff, they would have to, it's public record.
So, if I'm hearing you right, to put an expiration on it, they're not gonna do that, so the only way to put an expiration on it, if they don't agree to it, so are you saying that we should take it to court, or is there another process?
That'd be the only way.
If they would not agree, that would be the only
Yeah.
process to do it.
I don't understand why they won't sit down and have a conversation with us about it, and let's see if we can't just discuss something, work something out that works for everybody, but we've tried for what, 3 years now? So
And you've had conversations with numerous commissioners that said, we've never heard that. And you offered, well, we're offering you now, and
Well,
they're
like
still
you
not.
said, they added more bonds to the original bond that we were in agreement with. Just never informed us what they're adding on.
Yeah, that's what I was told. He said, well, bonds are never gonna end. Well, the ones we were paying on to begin with did end. They're paid. So,
I think what I would recommend, there's gonna be a new county mayor in the very near future. I would recommend postponing anything until we can figure out who the new mayor is. Maybe he could arrange something to where we can sit down and have a conversation, since the current mayor will not.
There's gonna be a lot of changes come on.
I think it just,
And maybe we can get somewhere with this.
it all will come down to, does this board want to continue to give above and beyond for education in Marshall County? Or do you want to give what is expected for education in Marshall County?
Is it an agreement, a contract, a bond? What is it?
It's an agreement and, well, contract agreement for, I think both words are used, if I'm not mistaken, from 1993. Actually, talks were started in 88. It was for a 20-year term. There was no term, but the bonds were 20-year bonds.
Okay.
The contract agreement was for Chapel Hill, Lewisburg, and Cornersville to all give 1/3. It was right at, I say 1/3, it's a little percentage off of that. Basically 1/3 of their half of the money to the county, let the county keep that, and it would go toward paying off bonds. Those bonds were paid off, people came and went, and it just fell through the cracks. Nobody realized that contract was still in effect, and 3 years ago, I called Marshall County and I said, why are we paying y'all more than we should? Well, you're under contract to do that. That's when we found out that we've been in contract for 30 years and nobody knew it. And there was no termination on the contract. So this board at that time voted to terminate the agreement, meaning just to put an end date to this agreement, whether that means we just sign a new agreement with the same, giving them the same amount, or whether we sign a new agreement giving them just what they should get. But the board voted to terminate that agreement, and we sent it to Marshall County. It's been hanging there basically for 3 years. We have not yet terminated the agreement. Marshall County has not yet come to terms with commissioners or mayor or whoever it may be to sit down and meet with our board. And so it's just gone nowhere. And I actually went and met with the school board director for 2 hours. And we discussed this pretty much in depth, and he told me that because this is hanging over their head, that they're scared to add on or build any more schools right now. And I said, you really mean to tell me, kind of in a joking way, that Chapel Hill's money's holding Marshall County up from adding on to a school? And he said, not necessarily, but if you put all the money together from Chapel Hill, Lewisburg, and Cornersville, it could. And if we went in and basically sued to get out of the agreement, then Lewisburg and Cornersville could do the same, Lewisburg being the main dog in the hunt. And I think that's the situation. They don't want to lose that money.
The new bonds, a new agreement should have been put in place. That's
Yes.
all.
When new bonds came around, new agreements should have been put in place if they didn't have the money to pay the bonds off at that time, but it never was.
This goes to the county.
Yes.
Well, I personally think that we shouldn't wait 2 months, but if that's what y'all wanna do, I agree with you. I think at least a letter or something.
Well, Shelbyville and Bedford County are in the exact same situation as this. Right now, Shelbyville is in
Oh, that's right.
a lawsuit with them. Shelbyville won the lawsuit. It then went to appellate court,
That's right.
and it is in appellate court right now, so, I mean, I'm not gonna advise you to do anything, but as far as if Shelbyville wins that, I think there would be a good chance for us to do the same.
I think they
If
go,
Shelbyville loses it, who knows?
I think they go in July, Todd said, right?
There's supposed to be some kind of,
Yeah, the appellate court, I think we said July.
some kind of summer hearing in July.
So there was oral argument, last month, I think maybe in the, end of May, I think, but they don't set a schedule for when they're gonna release an opinion. Hopefully in the next, 2 or 3, 4 months, they'll have an opinion released.
Oh, I think he said maybe, hopefully, by
Yeah,
July.
okay, gotcha.
You feel
Okay.
comfortable sharing the amount per year extra that what we're giving?
It works out to, it's hard to say exactly because it's based on sales tax, but if you take basically if we get somewhere between $44,000 and $52,000 per month in sales tax is usually what comes in. So you divide that by 2 and multiply it by 3, that's what it would be. So we're basically getting 2/3. So if we get 50,000, we would get 75. So you're looking at $25,000 a month, which is $300,000 a year. In 3 years, a little more, turns into $1 million. So we're talking about a lot of money.
That could be utilized in this town.
Yeah.
That could be utilized for
That would
fire services.
basically, in 3 years, pay off our side of that grant if we get it too.
Police services, road repairs.
I get what y'all are saying, and I agree with what you're saying, but that's assuming that we don't contribute to the school.
Yes, yes.
I mean, if we get into.
We don't contribute extra to the
We have to
schools.
give them by law,
Yeah.
X amount of dollars.
They're
So-
still gonna get $50,000 from us
Yeah.
every month.
Really, that's how much it is, $50,000, huh?
Well, that's
Well,
not,
actually, they get about 75 a month.
that's not,
That's theirs and ours combined.
Gotcha.
that's not allocated just for the school system,
No.
right? That's for the whole county.
No, it's schools.
Just
It goes into the
schools.
schools.
Right. And that's it.
As far as I know, unless they've changed,
I was thinking
that's the way it
just,
used to be.
I was thinking just the extra that they were getting from us. but-
We need to check the general fund budget of Marshall County, cause I was told it's 24.
What we give them goes
Yeah,
directly
right.
to schools, I know.
That's what I was told, that it was put into the general fund and not the school board fund. So, we need to double check with Marshall
Yeah.
County.
That, I can't answer that with any surety.
I can't speak the validity of it, but that's what was told to me. And it's something that was really alarming. So. Any other discussion on the
I
sales
do know
tax
on-
agreement?
Just say on the comptroller's budget thing, it's got a spot for sales tax. In parentheses, it says schools. So. That's why I just assumed it went to the school. Never assumed that.
Any other discussion over the sales tax agreement with Marshall County? Great. Okay. I would like to discuss something. It's not on the agenda. However, I would like to discuss something with you all that may have been of some confusion at the last planning commission meeting and something that's been a bit of a confusion to this board. I would like to discuss a letter that was issued March 1st, 2024 by previous town administrator Danny Bingham to Jeff Knox at the Groves at Chapel Hill. Now, hear me out. Per conversation, the town of Chapel Hill is planning to provide water for the Groves development per the town's policy and procedures, including the water availability approval for up to, but no more than 70 taps per year for the next 5 years. This is considered the fact that Marshall County Board of Public Utility has stated that they plan to have their plant operating by 2027. Now, the question that has been tossed around is, does this letter supersede the moratorium? Does this letter state that yes, Mr. Knox and Knox Development can get 70 taps per year? So let's set this to the side just for a moment. Let's not even consider this letter. Now, let's take a look at the availability or supply that what we have. Now keep in mind, Mr. Knox is roughly a year, maybe a little longer, from having the first house built. The first house built, the first.
In that phase.
In that phase. So, keeping this letter was probably smart on his behalf, but we have the supply to provide him the water needed for his taps. Now, let me break some things down that what I was educated on. basically, this letter, in order for Mr. Knox to advance to phase 2, he has to connect to phase 1. So his development is only basing off this letter to move dirt. He's not bringing the first house in till roughly about a year, maybe a little more. Now, some interesting facts that what you may or may not know. For every 1 tap, Mr. Knox is paying $3,000 for a water tap, $5,000 for a sewer tap. In addition, he's paying capacity fees, $5,000 for water, $5,000 for sewer. $18,000 is paid to the town of Chapel Hill for 1 tap. That's almost roughly about $7 million that what the town will go towards, or what the money that the town would receive from that development. Roughly $7 million of that will go towards paying for the $11 million sewer plant. Does that make sense to you? This letter, all he wants to do, y'all, is move dirt. It'll be about a year and a half before the first house is done. I don't think we were educated on that. At least I know I wasn't. I apologize.
Since you're having an off agenda and you're bringing something up, we should be able to have public discussion on this.
What do you want to discuss?
Well, me in particular, had I known that you were gonna discuss this and it was on the agenda, I would have signed up to speak on it. But the fact of the matter, the first question you gotta ask yourself is, did Danny Bingham have a legal right to bind the town with that letter?
Let's take the letter out of the play, Mr. Dillon.
But I don't
We
think
have
you
the water
can.
supply to provide for his houses.
It's debatable. That's debatable. You don't even know where you're getting your water from. You're still trying to get that determined and worked out. So that's not true, number one. Number two, the next issue you have is proper procedures. Phase 1, section 1 is the only thing that's been approved. It's the only thing that's been vested. He has not followed the very first step of protocol to have section 2, phase 1 approved. So you're literally trying to put the cart before the horse right now. So your assessment of that is not an assessment of everything. All one has to do is look at what he's trying to do and go back and look at all the minutes and all the records. That will set this straight, Mr. Mayor. Holding up and saying the letters here that I'm gonna question if Danny Bingham was even legally allowed to bind the city to that, because I believe only the BOMA could do that. We can take that into consideration with some other highly inappropriate messages and emails between Mr. Knox and Mr. Bingham that might bring that whole situation into question.
Cool, let's do it.
Okay, so that should probably be the first one, but even if you put it aside, you're trying to make a decision about water when you don't even have the water source problem figured out yet. And you're about to enslave the town into millions of dollars to bring water from another county. So I think what you're doing is you're putting the cart before the horse. You don't have all the facts. I've offered to sit down with you multiple times and show you the facts, because we've done the research and we've looked at it and we haven't. And I think the appropriate thing for this town to do is put the brakes on, look at the public safety issue that we've addressed and brought up that's being negated, and you want to keep moving forward before the public safety issues are resolved. So I said it last time and I'll say it again. How many more people have to die in this town before those issues are resolved, before moving forward to cause more of a problem? And I'll say this. What if it's one of your family members that needs EMS for a stroke or a heart attack or an aneurysm, where seconds really truly matter, but it's now over an hour to get an ambulance from Giles County because we don't have the proper EMS setup? These are things that can be, the town has every legal right and precedence to enforce and require a developer to resolve before they give them permission to build. You wanna raise people's sales tax?
No,
But you have the ability to tax and create more money without doing somebody's sales tax here on the developers who are going crazy. Mr. Knox has another one, Buckeye Ridge, with your buddy Jeff Argo, or Chad Argo, ready to put that one down the pipeline
okay,
for high density.
let's move forward. Thank you, sir, I appreciate your comments.
Next time, can you just make sure that these items are actually on the agenda so we can prepare?
Thank you, sir, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'm
Yes.
just curious, what Mr. Knox did to get 350 water taps promised to him over 5 years. As a general contractor, I had to try like hell to get 2 water taps for this year. So that's just not normal protocol, and I'm just curious what he did with Mr. Bingham, what his agreement was to get 350 water taps when we don't have water supply over 5 years. Just curious.
Hey, what is your name?
Greg Stone.
Greg, thank you.
I know why, but I want them to.
Thank you.
Do you have a,
The-
do you have a
again,
response?
Huh, do
That
what?
was a question.
I don't have a response to you. This was discussion. This was brought up at the planning commission meeting. It was deferred and we discussed it. We discussed it against the BOMA.
Mr.
and
Knox is
it's-
sitting right there.
Do what?
Mr. Knox is sitting right there.
I'm
He
well
can
aware
answer the
where Mr.
question.
Knox is sitting. Thank you.
He
I'm
can
well
answer
aware.
that. He can answer it. Why
Well,
can't he?
It's, I don't think this needs to continue on. We need
You
to
brought
put
it
this.
up.
I tell you what, Mr. Stone, we need to put this on the agenda.
We do.
And it needs to go for further discussion. I was discussing this amongst my board, explaining the misunderstanding.
And you brought it up, and we have a legal right to discuss as citizens.
Come back to the next meeting, we'll put it
I'll
on
be
this agenda.
here.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Hudson,
The $11 million figure, is that for the 350 on that, or is that for the whole?
that's the cost of the water plant, I do believe, correct?
Or, the 7 million, where did that 7 million, is that for the entire 744 homes? That's
Yes.
all, including the apartments and townhomes as well?
I assume.
Yes, that is correct,
It's
correct?
a lot of money, so I would assume so.
Thank you.
Okay,
He's shaking his head yes.
but that's the apartments as well, because they were drawn in the floodplain is why I was asking, for feasibility.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Closing remarks. Thank you all. I appreciate you coming out. My apologies, let's back up on the fireworks. So the fireworks program is moving right along. Independence Day celebration is moving forward. We have a lot of good things going on. We'll be posting the banners and flyers to put out over the next couple of days. We purchased the banners come in, they're 4 wide, 6 tall, and they weren't on the regular things, so we had to buy long fence posts. Pick those up today, so we're putting that over the next couple of days. 3 banners, we'll put them in 3 different north, south, and middle. Porta potties have been donated. We have trash service has been donated. We have layout, we have food vendors coming. We've done a lot of work that's going into it. So it should be a great event, should be a great celebration.
Friday,
July the 3rd.
July the 3rd.
Yes, ma'am.
What time does it start again?
There's, let me get back to you, because
Okay.
I'm not,
We won't be on the meeting, I was just putting it for the public to see,
They put everything.
I'll be there.
it'll be sent out to the
Okay,
public.
great, okay, that's all I was confused.
So,
I brought it
the fireworks show starts at 9,
up. Okay.
and then I think it's open at 2 for participants to come
Miss
in.
Joyce is doing something
And-
at the Veterans Park.
Veterans
Yeah,
Day,
she's-
she's doing the
she-
dedication.
yes.
Year's
12 or
dedication.
Yes, somewhere around there. So it'll be a great event. So, yes, sir, Mr. Stone.
What time did you say the fireworks were starting?
9 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, any closing remarks?
We don't get fireworks.
Thank everyone for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you for having interest. I will, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, can I give a remark?
Yes, sir, make it quick.
It's just about the property tax and sales tax
Where you
that
at?
I discussed with you last week.
Yes,
So property tax is government rate paid in perpetuity.
sales tax, no, we're not doing anything with property tax.
But I was talking about how you can sell your sales tax instead of just being a little increment bump. We had talked about the difference between property tax and sales tax, and if we could get people to understand the difference of how sales tax is an indirect, apportioned constitutional tax.
Will you come forward so everyone
Yeah.
can hear?
Yeah, so you and I and, Chief Khan had discussed at the end of the meeting, last week?
Yes,
About property tax and sales tax, and the difference in them, correct?
yes.
How you can sell your sales tax increase, because it's a constitutional apportioned tax. Everyone pays it. You have 25,000 people moving through the city a week, everyone coming through gets to pay a part of it, right?
Right.
Property tax is government rent paid in perpetuity. You don't own something that you have to pay the rest of your life, correct?
Right.
It's also an unrealized gain. Once I come to you and reassess your property and you pay more on taxes than you realize. That is a direct, unconstitutional, unapportioned tax. So it's illegal toward the Constitution. So if you wanna get people to go along with a higher sales tax, put a freeze on the property tax and look at abolishing it at some point with collecting the money from Marshall County that you're looking for. That's how maybe you could sell both of those agreements. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And I would also appreciated some of the highlight on the Christie grant that I had brought to, Mr. Gilbert and Mr. Dye. They got it all over, but anyway, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
They're gonna be returned.
So we have a motion on the table for an adjournment. Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor of adjournment, signify by aye. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.